from the left to the right. It's a journey of a lifetime. Yep, I can remember being very involved. Truth in Power was an anti-nuclear activist group, and I was head on into it, doing the media and PR. And let me tell you, we did some shaking and moving. But some of the people were a little too stoned and a little too out of their minds, and I was in it to save the planet for my kids. That was what started me on the ranting and the raving. In those days, we hosted LaDonna Harris in our home. She was running with Barry Commoner in the Green Party. Very, very tree-hugging and involved. But people like Workers' World and other left, very communistic and God knows what other groups radiated to the nukers, and it just got out of hand, and I got very uncomfortable. And I remember making a switch to passive solar, active solar, energy conservation, hosted a tour of solar homes with the late Yule Gibbons' wife. Frida Gibbons' home was one of them on there, and a lot of other stuff that was really meaningful. But then I tried to teach an energy conservation course. Nobody showed up. I had Cousteau people coming to speak, utility people. I had this really great thing, but it didn't fly. Nobody wanted to hear it back then. So life happened to me, a series of very, very, sometimes you sabotage yourself, sometimes other people help do it. And I went from very involved to struggle to survive. I mean, most of us have been there. Kids and work and just total hanging on by a fingernail survival happened to me. I traveled around the whole globe. I've been in some countries and places. I remember driving the West Bank thinking, oh my God, am I really here? Other places where I was pretty uncomfortable and sure glad to get home to the good old US of A. And I remember my feelings as life happened in different parts of the news, the people we lost, the presidents, the whole crazy things that were happening. And a lot of soul searching happens to us when these things happen in our lifetimes. But somewhere in there I became pretty much a Democratic Party person. And I remember somewhere in the Clinton years becoming very concerned and disillusioned. I did vote for Al Gore. However, the second time around, I voted for President Bush. Make no apologies for it, because I believe our nation and the very liberal left Democratic Party drove me away from it. It was so extremely left. They did not take seriously the threat of terror. It's not like just news hype. Dick Morris in his book Flee said it perfectly. We have not given credit to how serious this is, and having reduced the national defense budget back in the Clinton years was a mistake. And it set the stage for what happened when President Bush took office. And I believe that we have shot that down even now. I'm so turned off by the way the Democratic Party, Barney Franks, Nancy Pelosi, and Harry Reid in specific, Blevin, Boxer, I've listened to them talk, address our generals, address the Republican Party in such disgust and vehemence that I'm turned off. That's what made me stay so far to the right, and I consider myself a liberal conservative. But national security to me has been sold short. Our military has been sold short. We definitely need a better comprehensive energy plan, which I believe that our ticket in the Republican Party will deliver like not anybody else. And I believe we need no tax increases. We need to keep the ones we have in place and then add some. If we don't keep the taxes down, we shoot a foot into the economy. And the way the Democrats have portrayed everything, the way they have irresponsibly handled the whole Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, the fox in the henhouse thing was real. I'm turned off, and I'm not apologizing for my support of the scrappy little hero from Arizona. I'm so proud of him, and I'm so proud of what he stands for. Not because he served in a prisoner of war camp, which he did do, but because of who he is. His whole life he has fought for us. I'm proud to be where I am today. It's been hard-earned.